done?
Well, I think that McIver, as Kata mentioned, that was a classic overreaction. And I think that was something from 3 or 4 years ago. We've learned from our mistakes. We need to avoid that kind of overreaction and that kind of rhetoric. Premier Prentice is a smooth guy. He understands public relations. He understands relations with First Nations and stakeholders. I think he's ideally suited for this job. He's not the kind of guy that's going to overreact. So that's a real strength, I think, that will benefit the province going forward.
Okay, and your thoughts on that, Kata?
I would agree. I think that there's, a lot of things that this government is going to have to deal with image-wise, and this is one of them.
Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about Albertans in general, the everyday Albertan, just so offended when celebrities come to town to criticize oil. David, why?
Like I said earlier, I mean, it's rude for someone to come into someone else's community and tell them how to do their business and criticize them. At the same time, we have to understand that Albertans aren't the audience. The audience is the world, and it's the rest of North America. When Leonardo DiCaprio comes here, he's not speaking to Albertans, he's speaking to people back in California. So we have to take it with a grain of salt. I think we shake the guy's hand, we show him Alberta hospitality, we show him our environmental standards and how we're committed to improvement, and then let the chips fall where they may. I think that's a good way to respond. But Albertans are right to get a little testy because we do things well, where we operate in a very regulated environment. We're the best in the world at what we do. So to get a little defensive is natural. I think we should avoid that temptation in the future.
Yet there are a lot of supporters, Kata. When big stars like Leo DiCaprio came, there were a lot of people saying, hey, way to go.
Yeah, and I would caution us against painting all Albertans with the same brush. I think there are some certainly who questioned why would this person come here, why would they criticize us, and there are Albertans who are questioning that themselves and want to know more, at least want to have an open discussion. I think it gets really dangerous when we start shutting down discussion either from people coming in from outside or from people in Alberta. We've seen that in the past too, people saying, well, you can't criticize the oil sands if you live here because it pays for your services. You can't have it both ways. We live in a democracy. We have the opportunity to hear people's opinions. So I think that it does go both ways. Certainly some people are really happy to have Leonardo DiCaprio come to Calgary, be at a pub maybe or a bar. Less keen to hear his opinions if it potentially threatens their livelihood. So I think anytime people feel threatened, they're going to react. But I think we have to be careful about saying all Albertans have the same opinion.
That's a great point.
Yeah, very good. And good discussion, but we're out of time, I'm afraid. Want to continue more, but have to wrap it up. Thank you both very much for being part of our discussion tonight. That is David Maclean, Vice President of the Alberta Enterprise Group, and in Calgary, Kata Lemon, Editor-in-Chief of Avenue